So this one is for you if you feel like your life works. I mean, genuinely works. You've got the career, you've got the money, and from the outside, you've really got it all, except this one area, the one that refuses to work out no matter what you do. And I know you've tried, and that's the bit I want to say first, because women who end up talking to me are never the ones who've done nothing to change things. They've usually done more than most people would ever bother to do. So let me tell you why it hasn't worked so far, and then I'll take you through how I actually work with this, because I think at the end of this, you're going to see your own pattern quite clearly, possibly more clearly than you want to. So let's have a look at what you've already tried so far. Let's go through the list because I can possibly guess most of it. You've tried some therapy. And I'd say for a lot of you, this has probably been many months or many years where you got to the point where you could explain your own childhood better than your mother could. You've read the books. Obviously, you've listened to podcasts in the car or on the train. Not to mention those YouTube holes you go down at 3 a.m. reading about attachment styles. You might have even hired a coach at some point. Maybe you've been on a retreat, you've tried some breath work, you've tried some EMDR. Some of you may have been as far down as the plant medicine route. And I'm not going to sit here and say all of that was a waste of time, because it wasn't. You came out of it self-aware, which is more than a lot of people manage. But then you meet someone and there's that pull straight away, that attraction, and you think to yourself, right, this one is different. And 4 months later, or even 4 years later, you're sat there going, hang on a minute, this is the same as last time. He's unavailable, or he's hot and cold, or he's someone that needs a little bit of fixing, and you somehow end up doing that fixing. And the little thing that really gets women is not just that it ended. You've survived things ending before, and also you could see it. You had all the language for it. You spotted the red flags the week that it happened, and you stayed anyway. That's usually the point where somebody decides, maybe I am the problem. It must be me. I'm too much, or I'm not enough, or there's something wrong about me that will eventually put men off me. And honestly, if I had £1 for every woman who told me she thought her love life was cursed, I could retire. But please, don't ever think that your love life is cursed. You've just been given the wrong tools for the job completely. And I'll explain what I mean by that. So what's actually going on? Every single thing on that list that you've tried, all of it, works on your conscious mind, 5% of your mind, your thinking mind, the part of you that analyzes and plans and makes sensible decisions, the part of you listening to this now. And the relationship pattern that you have, that isn't kept there. I mean, think about how much of your day you don't actually think about. So you don't decide how to drive, you just drive. And have you ever got home and not remembered the journey? This is what I mean. You don't think about how to hold a fork because your subconscious mind runs all of that for you. Because it takes that part of what it's learned and it repeats it, and it doesn't ask you first. Now, relationships are the same way, because long before you were even old enough to date, you were watching. You were watching how the adults around you did love, when they gave it, when they took it away, the mood in the house, what you had to do to keep things calm, to keep yourself safe. And your mind filed all of that away as a sort of blueprint for what love is. So if love felt like something that you had to earn back then as a grown woman, when someone gives love to you freely, something inside of you goes flat. You say there's no spark. He's lovely, but I feel nothing. And the one who makes you work for it, the one that leaves you on read for like a day and a half, this feels like passion. It feels electric. You may even call it chemistry, but it's not chemistry. It's recognition. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this. It's familiarity. Your subconscious spotted him and went, right, I know this. This is what real love is supposed to feel like, because we live what we learn. And this is also why you're so capable everywhere else and struggling here, which I know is a thing that really annoys women like yourself. At work, you're running on your conscious mind, all the stuff you're good at, you're brilliant at, your brilliant judgment and strategy and just getting on with it. Then feelings turn up and a much older part of you takes over, and it genuinely doesn't care about what books you've read or what podcasts you've listened to, which is why understanding it has never fixed it once. You can name every single one of your triggers and still do the exact same thing next year with someone new. You've been trying to solve a subconscious problem with conscious tools. That's like changing the wallpaper on your laptop when the fault is in the hard drive. The wallpaper was never the problem. So this is how I work. I have my own method of rapid transformational hypnotherapy, and there are 5 steps to my method, and they spell reset. So I'll go through them one by one. So R, this stands for reclaiming your heart. This is where we close off those looping thoughts about your ex. We don't just work on this relationship. I mean, we work on every relationship where you never got your answer. So thoughts like, what if I'd have said something different? I'll never love again. Why wasn't I enough? And if only I left sooner. Now these thoughts like this, these sit there running in the background like tabs you never closed. And most women have no idea how many are still open. And the one that you can't get over, the pattern that keeps repeating, we go back to where your heart first learned that love wasn't safe, or that you had to earn love, and we let that go. And what happens after that is that those memories stop having any grip on you. So E stands for elevate your worth. Now, you lost bits of yourself in those relationships, and this is where we go back and get them. And how this shows up in your life is you'll spot the small things at first, like you'll pick the restaurant, you'll think nothing of like traveling solo. You'll say no to something without second guessing yourself or over explaining why. You'll hold a boundary, so you won't be thinking for 2 days afterwards, like feeling guilty about it. And the confidence that you have at work, this starts showing up in your love life, which blows my clients away because they find it genuinely bizarre. So S stands for sever the strings. Now I call this the mind's hidden heartstrings. These are the voices in your mind that were never yours to begin with. So this could be like your mum's opinion on everything, your dad's control, like whatever you were taught love was meant to be like. They're the reason you overgive, put yourself last and stay small, and look directly at a red flag and come up with a reason for it. They're why you end up being the fixer and the one that's going to save him. This is where the resentment comes out, the anger you've been sitting on, and it's where you stop breaking your own heart, because let's face it, we're all making our own choices. So E stands for embody secure attachment. Now, everybody talks about being secure, and this is where it stops becoming a word and it turns into something that you can actually feel, because you can do all of the above and still flinch when someone gets close, or lose your confidence when you start to catch feelings for someone. You can still read a text 9 times looking for what he meant by it. So we put that security in underneath at the subconscious level. And this is the weird thing that happens is that when a man shows you real interest, you don't chase him, you don't panic, you just stay secure within yourself. Last but not least is T. This stands for tuning in to the one that stays. It's about who comes next. You work out the wrong ones in a fortnight rather than 2 years or 10 years. That feeling that time is running out just goes quiet. Rejection stops landing in the way that it used to. And you're not stuck picking between the safe ones who bore you and the exciting ones who wreck you, because the blueprint is completely changed. So the man who actually suits you is the person that gives you excitement and safety. So you may be thinking, why does this method work when the rest didn't? Now, there is a reason really, and it's not that complicated. We're working where the pattern was actually created in your subconscious mind. The sessions go into a lot deeper place than talking. And then in between sessions, you get a recording that I make specifically and bespokely for someone. It's all their own words, their own phrases, and they listen to it every day. Now, that recording does an enormous amount of work. The sessions are like pulling out the weeds, and the recordings plant the seeds. And that's how I've always described it. And the reason it works is it's repetition, which is exactly how your subconscious learned the old blueprint in the first place. So it's the same mechanism. We're just putting in something different, something more loving, more confident. And that's why women feel things shift in like weeks instead of sitting with it for years. So I must say, I'm not teaching you something out of a book here. I've had 25 years of failed relationships, 25 years of heartbreak, which is a ridiculous number when you say it out loud. But that's exactly what I've been describing. Completely capable everywhere else and an absolute state the second feelings got involved. I did the therapy, I did the books, I did the retreats, I did the give it time, and none of it touched my patterns, because none of it was going anywhere near where the pattern was stored. So when I finally did this work on myself, it changed everything. And I've been with my partner 6 years today, actually. And I'm sat here in Thailand recording this, shortly moving to Mauritius. If you would have asked me 7 years ago that I would be here, I'd have never believed you. I see the same thing with the women that I work with. They stop overthinking every message. They meet someone that's safe and exciting, and they feel incredibly calm about it, which is new for most of them. One of them told me the strangest part was that the men who used to bore her had started to seem interesting, and I knew exactly what she meant. That's what happens when the blueprint changes. You're not forcing yourself to make better choices. You just start wanting something else. Now, if any of that sounded like your life, come and find me over on Instagram, or send me the word reset in a message and I'll reply to you myself, and we can have a proper chat about what's going on for you. It would be really lovely to hear from you.